All right, good morning, world. All right, how did I fix being shy? And I say fix being shy because obviously I didn't want to be shy, and maybe some of you want to be shy, and that's fine. How did I fix being shy? How did I fix not being able to have good social conversations? How did I fix my money problems? How did I fix pretty much anything in my life? And I just had a realization that, some of us haven't started a personal development journey. And that doesn't mean that you have to start reading books or start going to seminars necessarily. Whatever your avenue is, there's a world called personal development. And it pretty much means that anything that you want to change about yourself or anything that you find that is a habit or is a trait or is a characteristic or is a personality trait that you want to change or fix, you can do it. And that's what personal development is all about. So for me, it was quite simple. It was books. It was one book in particular that I read that just totally changed how social I became and how my social skills and everything else kind of came out to be. And it was a book by Dale Carnegie. I've mentioned it 1,000 times, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I read this book and I'm instantly like a better conversationalist, a better, socially, I can have better conversations with people. And it just, for the first time in my life, made me realize, oh my God, I can just have a problem and then go out, find a book, and correct it. And it wasn't just books. Then I started finding seminars, which were pretty much books, in real life. And then I started going to podcasts and more like just videos and whatnot. But the world of personal development, it's addictive because then you just go on this lifelong journey of just finding out, oh man, I'm constantly low on energy. How do I fix that? Boom, go find a book. Okay, I have these really bad habits, or I have these habits I really want to get rid of, or I have these new habits I really want to instill. So you go pick up the book, Power of Habit or Atomic Habits. And money problems was no different. I just didn't tackle money problems until much later. And eventually I came to realize, yeah, there's books out there and you can't just read these books. You gotta obsess over the books until you are living, breathing the book. Because there are books out there that have the answer. Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's really good financial advice books out there, but you can't just read them. You gotta internalize them. You gotta keep reading them and then refer to them over and over again throughout your life, and then also be teaching them to other people. The faster you can master the book, the faster it will start showing up in your life. And that's the case with just about every single book that I've read or every single problem that I've read, is that I find a bunch of books relevant to that issue or that area, and I just read them over and over again. And it's not even that I'm reading the book multiple times. I'll just be careful here to make it not sound like I'm just reading the book over and over again. I read the book, I kind of space it out. So as I'm reading it, I'm digesting it, I'm applying it, I'm reflecting on the chapter I just read, maybe for a couple of days, and then I go on to the next chapter. And sometimes what happens is, even if I move on to a couple chapters, ahead, then I'll go back to certain old chapters because it's just like a book. You don't have to read it from start to finish, nor do you have to just read it once and just stop, or read every chapter the same amount of times. You just gotta keep reading it until you fully ingrain it into yourself. And sometimes I read it right before, sometimes I read just glimpses, and I've definitely, if you open any of my books, lines and scribbles all over it. But personal development, and the advice that I have, and this is why I'm passionate about teaching younger and younger people, is that the earlier in your life you can start personal development. I don't know if it's 13, 12, 10 years old. It's unbelievable some of the ages that I see people now engaging in personal development. The far better off I think you will be in life. And I say that with my own experience, being that I started personal development quite at a young age, and I think it had a lot to do with why I'm able to live the way that I want today, which is, just almost freedom, right? Financial freedom and kind of time freedom and so on. And I really do think it's because you start early as possible in life. So if you haven't started down this journey of personal development, if you're still the guy that I don't read books or I don't really read self-help books, well, I recommend you start today, right now. Order that book on Amazon or just download a PDF or whatever it is. The self-help book. I'm telling you, self-help books are game changers. That's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.